We allow the emotions, we don't allow the behavior. Your little one is having a big meltdown, even if they're older, like 4 or 5, you can let them have their feelings, right? And you very importantly need to set limits around the behaviors that are okay and the ways that they're expressing and regulating those feelings. That's your job as a respectful parent. The 2 things that I need you to understand: in the moment, you get to set boundaries around the behavior, and outside of the moment, you need to focus on practicing different ways to regulate their big energy. One of my kids is like this too. They always had really huge behaviors during their tantrums. That doesn't mean they're a bad kid. It simply means that their brain is underdeveloped and they don't have the skills yet to know how else to regulate their body. So that's your job to teach it. In the moment, you do not let your kid be aggressive, right? If they're throwing things, if they're hitting, if they're throwing their feet, if they're kicking around, being destructive, being hurtful, you stop it. You block their arms, or you set them in a crib, or you put them down so there's space between you and them. Like, you are allowed to do that. You can say things like, you're allowed to be angry, but you are not allowed to be rude, or let's try that again, or I can't let you hit right now. Okay, in the moment, that's fine. However, 90% of your energy needs to be spent on teaching them how else to handle those feelings, because those tantrums and meltdowns will continue happening unless you teach them what else to do, especially kids who are more physical and who have more energy in their body when they get upset and angry. They need a physical way to regulate their nervous system. This is what's in my Wild Hands activity guide, but just telling them to take a deep breath or telling them to go to timeout or anything like that is not going to work. They need to throw beanbags on the floor. They need to be able to clench and unclench their fists. They need deep body pressure on their joints. Do power hands with you, where they press their hands against you as hard as they can to get some of that energy out. That's what you focus on, so that in the moment when they start feeling dysregulated, you can help them regulate their body back down, and then it doesn't turn into this sort of situation. It's true respectful parenting. It's letting the emotions happen, allowing the emotions, but focusing on teaching your little one the skills they need to actually be successful at regulating those emotions and respecting everyone around them.